family? It's your girl Samantha Lee. Welcome to the show tonight. What's up? 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 Okay, let me make sure my hair's together. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So tonight's show, you guys, as I've stated before, is so as you can see, I'm not in my normal place. I'm in a transitional situation right now until I'm making my big move out west. And so I am in between right now. So thank you guys for just being just so dope. I am gonna I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I'm gonna try to get the TikTok family in. So I'm gonna work on that. But thank you guys. Thank you guys. Everybody's saying looking nice. Thank you guys so much. And let me say what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up. Yeah, I think I might add. The thing about it is that I don't know how you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna screenshot it. I'm gonna screenshot some of these questions. Some of y'all are okay. Here we go. Let me do this. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do my send it to myself. That way I can answer these questions because tonight is ask and answer. And I am going to do that. Okay. With that being said, let me get the TikTok up. Do I have my TikTok up? TikTok try playing with me. Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on, y'all. Uh-oh. Okay. I don't know what sorry, y'all. Okay. So, somebody says social media novice. What bye? Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, okay, I got it pulled up. So I'm going to answer these questions. I'm going to go ahead and get our TikTok family in. What y'all see? What do y'all see? Okay, let me get this going. All right. Let me get this going. And I definitely want to give you guys some wisdom here as well. Turn this around. Okay. All right. Okay. All right, back to what I was saying. So we now have everything. So my TikTok is up. I don't really like the lighting on it, but it's okay. So we'll go ahead and let me say hi to everybody. I want to thank everyone. Thank you guys for those who have hit me up, hit the Cash App, did all these things. Like, I just want to thank each and every person that has decided to sow into me, support. I mean, it just means a lot to me. There's guys, females, people that just like regularly just are giving and whatever they can give, and it just means a lot. Like, we work really hard on the channel, and it just means a lot to me that you guys are a part of this, supporting this. And I'm just praying that God is in this. I pray God is with me right now. Holy Spirit, lead me and guide me, Lord. Tonight, give me the strength, give me the energy. So I'm going to go ahead and get things going. I'm not going to lie. It was a little bit heavy today, guys, because I saw what happened to the young man who's a politician. I don't follow politics. So people, please don't like, oh, he was this, he was that. I don't know. I don't follow politics. I don't watch the news. I'm very, very particular about my peace. And the news has never given me peace. The news has given me more reasons to worry, to doubt. So I look at it like the devil. Okay, like that's how I look at it. But I just think it's very sad to see somebody that young and that bold in whatever they believe in lose their life in that way. And so I really do pray for the family that's been affected by that, because it's a human, and it was a father, a husband, and outside of, I don't know, again, please, I don't know anything about like what he had going on. I just, again, have empathy for the family, because yeah, I have empathy for the family. So let's keep it going, family. I have to say that first. Ronisha says, hey, what's up, Ronisha? What's going on, girl? I'm seeing Esom. I see Tony. I see Trey Sean. I'm seeing Memphis, Truth. I'm seeing all these beautiful people in the chat. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I want to thank everybody that's joining me on my TikTok. Thank you guys as well. So I'm just going to get into the show. We're going to ask some questions, or y'all have questions for me, and I will get started. But I want to say something first and foremost, guys. Especially this is for the men in the chat. I want to say this. Now, I know you guys in here, I love that you guys appreciate what I'm doing online. You like the fact that I'm going in the direction that I'm going in as far as Christian content. And for some men, that's like a green light, which I love. I want to see more of that. I'm actually about to partner, very excited with someone, well, a group of women actually, that they do a thing, and I'm gonna get into it, but I'm the guest professor for their fall semester. And it's something I'm really excited about. And it's their company. I'm just working with them on it, but it's called Beauty and Brains University. And so it's for a bunch of young women that are in college, HBCU circuit and beyond. And I want to partner with them to create content and do classes, answer questions, because I am very passionate about being a different kind of influence in this world. They've approached me about being a professor there, and I was like, I feel led to just be a part of this. I want to be a part of what you're doing. And so you will be seeing more content with me with Beauty and Brains University. Shout out to you, ladies. I'm really excited about working with them. So you will be seeing more of that. But I'm very, that's what I'm about, y'all. Let's bring it back to the bottom of the mat, okay? When I was growing up, you know what I'm saying? I went to college. It was all about going to college and getting your degree and all the things, right? Like that was a thing. And nowadays it's about other things, like being a socialite and having a platform and all the things. But y'all don't know how to formulate a sentence, okay? Y'all, what's y'all purpose? What else? Besides being seen, what do you want for your life? Being seen is one thing. What's the purpose? I had to deal with that, family. I had to deal with that with God. God is like, you're bringing attention to you. I created you to bring attention to me. And when I'm out of alignment and if I'm not doing this in the right context, it's out of order. He's like, I made you look like that so you could bring people to me. I didn't make you look like that for you. I made you look like that for me. And so I truly, truly desire to bring up another legacy of women, another generation of women. Let's bring it back. Women that are educated, women that are beautiful, women that are glorifying God with who they are and how they represent themselves in the world. That's who I want to be. I want to be that trailblazer. And y'all can call me whatever. Y'all can say whatever. It can be, 50 people on here, 100 people on here. One day it'll be thousands. But the whole point is, I know it's not, everybody would rather be on other lives where maybe women are doing other things. That's not to say everybody on here is doing other things. But what I am saying is I'm going to represent me and my family well. And I want to raise up a generation of women that when they present themselves to the world, It's something that not only their family can be proud of, but their God can be proud of. Okay? I want to make that hot. Let's make that sexy again. A woman that can formulate a sentence. A woman that when you go on a date, y'all can talk about all different kinds of stuff. Y'all can talk about this, that, and the other. Y'all can't just talk about where you turned up on Saturday night or where your last vacation was. Let's start bringing back more than just pretty substance, women of substance, women that are bad to the bone, but they're women of substance. And I want to be a part of that. That is why I partnered and will continue to partner with Beauty and Brains University to bring up young women in a different type of way. That is my goal. That's what I desire. That's what I'm going to do. And I told you guys that before, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity that God has presented to me to be a part of something like that. You know, because again, I always say I'm a mixed girl from New Jersey, but I'm very, 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 I thank God. I'm so grateful to him that he's given me the ability to have these opportunities to not only be a different kind of influence in this world, but be a different kind of influence for other young women growing up. They didn't know how old I was. They thought I might have been a little bit younger, I'm sure. But no, I think it's important. We need to have different kind of influences in this world. I want to be a part of that. So you'll be seeing more of that coming up. And we'll talk more about it moving forward. All right. So let's get into some of these questions, y'all. Questiones. So people that are on my TikTok, so you know, I am answering questions tonight. Tonight is question and answer format. I like doing this every once in a while because I can create content all day long, but I want to answer questions that you want me to answer. And so I've given an opportunity on my Instagram to ask questions. So I'll start with those. But then on the live, as the conversation flows and we get to going, I'll start answering questions on here. Okay, so y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let's do it. We ready to go? Oh, thank you guys for just saying I'm beautiful. Thank you guys. Again, I really want to bring like covered up sexy back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and here's the thing, family. Here's the thing. Let's get a totally honest moment. That was those who have been following me for a while. That was not me. All right. Can I give backstory? I'm gonna give backstory. I was raised. My mom is Ecuadorian and Jamaican. My dad is white. So my mom's Ecuadorian and Jamaican. My dad is white. And so with that being said, my mom, my Hispanic. If you're Ecuadorian, if you're Caribbean, you know, less is more. Okay. Less is more. Okay. So, if you got a body, you show it where I'm from and how I was raised. All right. And, in this time frame, and I really didn't think anything of it because I'm telling you, my mom is like, if I go somewhere, my mom's like, you're wearing a lot of clothes. Like, it's like, this is how I was raised. Okay. I was raised to show this body, you know, and you proud of it. You see, go to Miami, you know what I'm saying? You see women out there, and that's what we do. So anyway, y'all, this year, God convicted me about how I was representing myself, and really was saying, your husband, he watching you, and homie, don't play that. He don't play that showing stuff. Yeah. He said, homie, don't play that. He said, homie, don't play that. He said, that's my Disney World. All right, that's where I go to play. Okay, that's where I done bought. He hasn't bought tickets yet in real life, but I'm sure in the spirit he don't put a down payment on it. Y'all, I'm just having fun tonight. Y'all go listen. Y'all go hear me talk. But they, you know, he said, your husband watching, and I'm watching, and I'm his dad, and I'm your dad, and you need to cut it out. That's what God said. My dad told me, my spiritual dad, God, told me, cut it out. My son don't play that, and I don't play that. So I need you to get that in check, because I'm not going to have him feeling insecure or feeling some type of way because you out here showing that body of yours. No, cover it up, get it together. That's what he said to me. That's what he said. He said, yo, man, no. Homie don't play that. He not with he not with all that. He not with it. And here's the thing. I like that. I went to a conference this week, y'all. I said to somebody, I said my God told me to stop doing it because my husband stopped posting certain things because my husband said, my husband told God not to get me to stop. And I said to her, I was like, see, the thing is, I like that. Tell me what to do. I like that. I like that type of energy. Come on, masculine. Come on, masculine energy. Tell me. I like that. And God told me to back you up. Oh, it's over with. I understand. You know your girl Sam a fool, y'all. You know your girl. So whoever God is preparing me for, God already done put me on game. Like, yeah, Sam, don't do that. Okay. So, Joshua, thank you for the first giving of the evening. Thank you so much, Joshua. It says, Sam, please pray for me. I'm still in therapy. I'm reading my word, taking notes. I asked Abba to radically change me because I want to live for him, for love and respect. I want to be ready and stay ready. I truly desire to make him number one. Well, if you, the word says that if you seek him, you will find him. If you ask, he will answer. If you knock, he will open the door for you. So what I do believe and what I stand in agreement for with you, Joshua, is that you will experience him in a way that will shatter every preconceived notion you've ever had. I pray that God encounters you in such a way that he turns Saul into Paul. I pray that he does that same thing to you. You have an encounter like I had earlier this year that absolutely shifts your atmosphere and makes whatever that is for you. I pray that it just illuminates who God is to you in a mighty way. And I believe he will. All right. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going, family. Let's keep it going. So we're going to go into, the questions. Here we go. All right. Somebody asked me, and this is a great question because I get this a lot. Are you open to dating? So here's the simple but not so simple answer. Am I open to getting into a situation with somebody? Yes. But they have to have authorization from God first. And I'll be honest with you, family. Can I be real? God ain't playing in this season. Like, there's men that have approached me. God will give me a dream. God will wake me up at a time. A long story short, there was a guy that reached out or whatever. And somebody I guess I was familiar with. And not dating. I didn't date him, but I was familiar with him. And God woke me up at a time that meant useless. Useless, unorthodox. It was like useless and unbecoming. The next was like eagle owl, which eagle owl means destruction, ruin, desolation. I had a dream that was pretty intense. Long story short, let's cut to the situation. The dream ended up with like a spirit like on top of me, and was trying to hold me down and keep me from speaking. And I was like, okay, God, I got it. Not him. He's not the one. Okay, cool. Got it. Next. So people don't know, like, oh, like, does God answer those prayers? Absolutely. I put everybody before the throne. Even the people I don't put before the throne, if I even think about or somebody reaches out and I don't know if God's like, just in case you was thinking about it, let me let you know that's not him. God is not, I'm having dreams. My friend will have a dream. It is insane the way that God is like, no. God is like, it's a no. So honestly, you got to have authorization from God. If you come to me and God is like, okay, yeah, that's the one. I like him. That's him. That's David. Oh yeah, that's my boy. He coming in. I know that there's going to be a peace about it. And God will confirm it with the ways that he confirms and he speaks to me. But you have to have authorization from my God first. And God ain't playing. I'm being honest with you. No, God is not playing. God is not playing. He is literally taking him out. Like he's just like, nope, no, 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 no. That's how he does it. And again, in the way that he speaks to me, but I think in these recent times, he's been even harder on that. He's been even more like, no. But I put everybody before the throne. I literally have a book. I put it before the altar and I say, God, and he'll either say, whether it be any type of relationship, he will tell me what to do, how to do it. Like God. And again, sometimes it's not as clear. Sometimes it takes more time. But long story short, am I open to dating? Yes, I want to get married again. I want a family. I want to have more kids. You know, I'm ready. But it's got to be God. It's got to be God. It's got to be God. Got to be God. That's just what it is. And if it's not God, I don't want it. So I've really been, so family, Andre, I know you've been sending me this thing about our birthdays. My birthday on Google is wrong. I was born October 27th. I was not born October 28th. I don't know why it says that. My birthday is October 27th. Just so you're aware, for people that like to say our birthdays are, maybe we're birthday twinsies and we should date, you know, I get that. People say, your birthday's this day, my birthday's this day, let's date. Like, no, my birthday's actually the 27th. So sorry about that. Anonymous, you would be the one, because you always the one who gonna say what year. I know Anonymous was gonna. I knew Anonymous on my YouTube live. He be trying me. I know it's a him too. He be trying me. I knew he'd be the one to say year. I knew he would. I knew it. I'm like, watch Anonymous say year. What year? I know it. Petty. You know what year I'm. You know it. Anonymous is a petty person. I don't know who Anonymous is, but he's petty. Cause he know what year. He know what. He know what year. Don't do that. I don't even know who you are, but I know. Look, he laughing. I knew it. I knew it'd be you. I know it's. I don't know your energy, but I know your energy, Anonymous. At this point. Okay, back to my whole thing. Okay. Thanks, Sam. I do desire radically change to be in love with him. Be in love with him. I feel like Mary in the beginning of The Chosen, when she kept reciting, but nothing would change. I ever felt like I've been through that with doubt. Josh, really, the when it comes to God, fear and doubt suffocate your ability to hear him. Because again, without faith, it is impossible to please God. And faith without works is dead. Meaning that if you don't have faith, you can't hear God. So if you're struggling with doubt and fear, you're not hearing God. You've made it impossible for him to speak. Because fear and faith, they're the opposite emotions. They're the opposite emotions. So again, you have to find a way to get more into faith. And one thing I will tell you, it's allowing yourself permission to dream again. What I'm sensing from you, Josh, is a real fear of being disappointed, a real fear of being disappointed, a real fear of really putting yourself out there in a faith way. There's a fear of dreaming. And that fear is literally suffocating your ability to have this encounter with God. You have to let some of that stuff go, and you have to give yourself permission to dream again. When I started giving myself permission to dream again, that is when I started experiencing God in a way that I cannot explain. So again, I understand that fear, but in order to hear God, you have to literally say, you got to put it to the side. Okay? All right. Let's get into the next question here. Will I pray for you? Sure. I don't understand this question. When are you leaving for the West Coast? Are you going to do your lives from there? Okay, so that's a great question. Stokey 414. Yes, so I am definitely going live when I go to the West Coast. So you will see me go live. I'll be going there very soon. We're in the around my birthday, I will be heading out to the West Coast. And so you will be seeing a different background. I will also be in a different time zone, which is like a whole new world for me. Like I said, I've always been an East Coast kid. And you know what, guys? That's what, like, God is so good because, like, I went to this event this past weekend and I didn't know anybody there. Like, I knew the person whose retreat it was, but I didn't know anybody there. And it's almost like God, like, put me in a new environment, like, to practice, because he is just so good. And just be by myself. Because I really, in Atlanta, I mean, it's not new. Like, if you've been in Atlanta, you know people. We know each other. Especially the media space. If you've gotten any level of platform, you kind of get to know who is who, you know. But being in a whole new environment, it was like God giving me the practicing, like being in a new environment by myself and just really like tapping into a version of me I haven't been, you know. So I like where I'm being. There's a version of me that's like can be extroverted, and I can like learn, you know, putting myself out there to get to know people. And so to get to know people. And so computer guy, I'm going to answer that question because we definitely need to address this. But again, you know, I get kind of, you know, I'm not saying people don't know this about me. I get kind of nervous. Okay. I get kind of like, you know, so I like having my crutches there to kind of help me deal with being uncomfortable. But, you know, God put me in this environment and I was just enamored. I talk more about this on my podcast more in depth, but I was like, man, God, you are so good. Like he awakened a version of me I haven't been. Cause like they called me a socialite up in that environment. You know what I'm saying? Like they called me a socialite. I'm like, I'm not no daggone socialite. But y'all, I was working the daggone room. Okay. And people were like, by the time I left, most of the people in that room knew who I was. And it wasn't like I was trying to force it because I'm not that type of person either. But I was like, come on, God. Come on, God. Yeah. All I had to do, Josh, to your point, I had to step out on faith. I had to go into an environment I did not know. I had to put myself out there. And God was with me. And it was really, really cool. So I think it's just to kind of set me up to be in a new environment again, y'all. And hit the West Coast like it stole something. How about that? Hit the West. They gonna see this mixed girl walk down the street and be like, who is that? I'm gonna be like, it's my city now. It's my city now. Okay. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, I've gotten way more comfortable. Way more comfortable. What does it mean biblically when you have a reoccurring dream about a person you know who is in the bed? You know who is in the dream is in the bed with you, and they have pitch black eyes, and in the dreams they keep controlling you. Number one, that's a familiar spirit. That's not the person, that's a familiar spirit. That familiar spirit obviously is in some darkness. When I say in some darkness, family, hear me very clearly. That is a spirit spouse. Google it, YouTube it. It's a spirit spouse. What spirits try to do, understand this, please hear me. What spirit spouses do is that they create sexual situations in dreams to have a covenant with you. It's a spiritual covenant. It's a spiritual covenant. That spiritual covenant keeps you in bondage. So when you say that they're controlling you, they are. And when you say that they have pitch black eyes, it's an indication that this spirit used the house of that body, because demonic forces need houses. They don't just exist, they need houses. And so in that, they are housed by other beings, which is why you watch Deliverance Ministries, you will see they're in a body. They need a house. They cannot access you unless you've given it legal access. What does that mean, Sam? There is some type of sin that's unconfessed. It's crazy because literally, y'all, on my TikTok, as soon as I started explaining it, I rebuke you, devil, in the name of Jesus. This is coming out. We're going to talk about it. Literally, my computer screen went dark when I started talking about it. No, we're going to talk about it. You give it access through your behavior, unconfessed sins, and primary is unforgiveness. Unforgiveness. So, because you have a spirit spouse, this is not random. You have a spirit spouse. This person is there. That's why it's a reoccurring dream. You are in a spiritual spouse relationship. What I recommend you doing is finding a deliverance ministry around your home. Find somebody, you could try to do your own deliverances at home, but I think in this situation, probably needed somebody to be an intercessor for you. You need to get that up out of you. I'm being candid with you because this is serious. People don't understand this, and understand this, computer guy. This happens to men a lot because it happens a lot in sexual dreams, right? You come into covenant with a spirit. That spirit takes you on a ride. That ride looks like sabotage on the highest level. Okay? All right, so he says something else. Hold on. In the dreams, the woman asked me 2 questions. Yeah, and asked it. I liked it. It did feel good. And I said, yes, I'm both ashamed and scared to tell my family. At this point, computer guy, yeah, you're in a covenant. You had a sexual dream with a demonic spirit. This is a spirit spouse. Very common. I want to normalize this for you. A lot of people have experienced this. You are not alone. You can literally Google spirit spouses. It's a real thing. What you will need to do is find a deliverance around you. Your parents can't help you with this unless they know how to do a deliverance. Okay, but find somebody that you know, whether you have a pastor, you might not even know the pastor can do it, but find a deliverance ministry. I'm sure that there's one. If you can't, you know, but there's usually deliverance ministries around. Get into a deliverance ministry. Why do I say this? Because demonic presences suck the soul out of you. That is what they're there to do. They take life from you. They don't give you life. They take it from you. What happens with men, because it's a sexual thing, men get sucked in very easily. Like they get into the spirit spouse. I saw a man with a spirit spouse. I guess that spirit spouse had been in his life for, I think it was like a decade. And when you saw it being delivered out of him, it was disturbing. What it was doing to his body, what it was doing to his face, he had no control. I mean, no control over his body. His body was contorting, his face was changing, he was throwing himself. It was really bad. You can look it up. There's deliverances online. Praying and fasting is cool, but family, you need somebody. Praying and fasting, there's a lot of things that can come out of you with praying and fasting, but you need somebody to cast it out. Computer guy, I don't care if you a PK or not. I'm sorry, my brother. This is bigger than, oh, I'm a PK. I can't tell anybody. That's why you were chosen. You were chosen because the enemy knew that you being secretive was going to keep you in bondage. You need to expose it to light. Talk to your family. Get delivered. It's not worth having a demonic presence in your body to keep a secret. You know it. You're telling me you know that this demonic presence is there. Okay, what do? We cast it out. Go ahead, cast it out, my brother. Seriously. If there's people on here who can advise, because spirit spouses, again, is not an uncommon thing. If you can give this man some wisdom, I understand how this can be. But when you get delivered, there's a freedom that's unexplainable. Okay? So. Shatri says spirit spouses are in the Bible, not the word spirit spouse, but marine kingdom. I didn't know we were going to go here, but we're going to go here. Favorite show to binge watch, favorite snack to eat while you're binge watching. Great question. You know, I've been watching We Need to Talk podcast. I've been watching them a lot. And I don't know if you guys know or don't know, but I have been on a journey eating wise because I needed to drop some weight. So I've been on this journey for a month and a half now. Yeah, like a month and a half now. So I'm not really snacking on too much besides like raw chicken and vegetables. And yeah, I'm not really snacking on too much. But if you were to ask me at another time, I'll probably go up. I'll add some more things in October. I like skinny pop popcorn. I like, you know what? My cheat meal, my cheat snack is my favorite cheat snack. Y'all want to know my favorite cheat snack of all time? It's extra toasty Cheez-Its. I I love extra toasted Cheez-Its. Y'all don't know. I don't like regular Cheez-Its. The extra toasty Cheez-Its are my jam. Pam said I know it. That is my favorite snack. I can't eat it right now. I can't eat it for another. I'll probably eat it around my birthday. October 27th, I'll let myself do it. But I won't do it before. But extra toasty Cheez-Its? What? Y'all. I love me some extra toasted Cheez-Its. Y'all just don't know. I could tear that whole extra toasted Cheez-Its with Skinny Pop popcorn mixed together. Oh, we're getting married. Like, yeah, no, we're together. Like, we're locked in. We're not going anywhere. Like, if my man knows to give me some extra toasty Cheez-Its with some Skinny Pop popcorn. Oh, we're locked in. You're the one. Like, where do you want me to go? But it's true. I love extra toasted Cheez-Its. Love them. They are like my worst. They're like my kryptonite. They're like Sam kryptonite. I love it. But my birthday is yeah. So somebody's like, you look slimmer. Yeah, I've dropped around 15 pounds. Yeah. So yeah. How did the vision of the West Coast come into picture? Great question. So I was on a coaching call. And my coach had, like, I had already kind of sensed in my spirit I was gonna go to the West Coast. Like, I kind of felt that in my spirit, like eventually that would happen. And West Coast family, can I say something? Every time I say West Coast, y'all just think California. There's a lot more on that coast other than California. Now, I will agree, California takes up a lot of the West Coast, but that is not the only state that makes up the West Coast. So I know that I say West Coast. Oh, congratulations, you go to California. No, I'm not going to California. I'm going to West Coast though. Okay, back to what I'm saying. West Coast. Back to what I was saying. My coach came into a session and she was like, I think you're supposed to move. And I'm like, yeah, I know I'm supposed to move. Yeah, I could be going to Seattle. Yeah. Yeah. Could you imagine? Yeah, I could be going to Seattle. Seattle, Washington, baby. What's up? I could be Washington State. I could be Washington State with it. Y'all don't know. Don't limit God now. Seattle may need a Sam. Seattle may need a Sam. Mm-hmm. They may need anyway. It's definitely the West Coast. It is 100% the West Coast. Do I need to bring up a map? Washington is on the West Coast for sure. Like, that is definitely on the West Coast. So anyway, my coach came in. She was like, Sam, and I believe in wise counsel, family. Believe in wise counsel. So I knew I was moving. I knew that God was calling me to move, and I just didn't know where. I didn't know what. There was like several steps that he had called me to release, and I was just in obedience, just like, okay, God, okay. And basically, she said to me a state or a place that I had kind of known of, familiar with, knew people that had mentioned this place to me. But I hadn't thought I would be going there under any circumstances. I hate to say any, but I didn't expect God to say. I knew it had been mentioned. It's been in the pot. I knew people that was moving there, things like that. Like I knew things like that, but I didn't know. You know. And so when she said it, I was not it. I was not it. I didn't want to do it. I cried. I said, God, no, please no. And then on the, okay, something's making me go back to a question I saw. I'll get to that in a second. Just in my spirit just came up. Okay. So I just said, okay. You know, I was like, God, if this is what you want for me, I'll just say yes. I'm saying yes. Like, if that's where you want me to go, yes. Just give me an unexplainable peace about it. When I tell you, family, within 24 hours, I not only had peace, I got excited about it. And I was like, wow. You know, I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And yeah, I just continued to keep moving forward. Like I asked for more wise counsel. I went to friend, you know, not friends, excuse me, like a mentor of mine. I prayed on it still. And then I have friends like Pam and other people that just had visions or dreams of me moving there. And so I knew, I mean, at that point, I knew like if Pam having visions, Pam is gifted, definitely has gifts. And another friend of mine who has the giftings as well. Yeah, no, it was, I knew. And so from there, like, I said, okay, God, this is what you want. I'll do it. I'll be obedient. So yeah, I don't have any family or anything out there. I'm just kind of home on the range where the deer and the antelope play, where feelings get hurt. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And thank you, Trayshawn, for that. Okay, somebody said, how did you know you were ready to make this move? I kind of explained that, but I already felt like God was moving me. I felt that all year. In fact, it was prophesied to my mama. So like earlier this year, I knew I was moving. I had mentioned to other people, I felt like it was time for me to move. Then my mom called me and said, I think you need to move, which I thought was crazy because I'm very close to my mom. And so then she comes in on a Sunday. We spent Sundays together. And she was like, the pastor, they had like this spirit-led service. And the pastor pointed at her and says, your daughter is moving out of state. It's confirmed. That was in January. So yeah, it's been a thing all year. Like I've known like I was moving. I just didn't know where, what, when, how. I didn't know. What drives my success? You know, to be honest with you, I've always been very ambitious. I've always been very ambitious. And I think me being ambitious is one, but number two, my daughter. I want her to see me really doing what I'm teaching her to do. I want her to go out here and get it. I want her to pursue her career. I want her to chase her dreams. I want her to do that. I don't want to teach her fear. And so you know, that's her watching me and my own personal drive I've always had. I do think God is putting it in check because in the past it was really career oriented. And I think right now it's more purpose oriented. So I think I wanted to get career accolades and have those things, get your bachelor's and your master's and you get your license and you get another license. And, you just kind of like build your resume. And I think that at one point that mattered a lot to me. But now it's more about purpose, man. And if purpose has me, and this is a new thing for me. So y'all, this is new. But if purpose is being somebody helpmate, like let's say they building something and my purpose is to help them, God has changed my heart to where in the past that wouldn't be my thing. In the past, I would need to be getting it myself and figuring out how I could like achieve the goals I set for myself. Now God has shown me like what my purpose is it's bigger than just me. It's not about me. Like it's about the bigger vision that God has for this planet. And that may not be career accolades. Maybe God uses that, but maybe it's something different. If you're a woman on here and or whatever, and you God is calling you to be a wife. God is calling you to be a mother. That's not beneath. That's purpose. Purpose is bigger than us. Purpose is generational. Purpose is like I told you guys about the group that I'm helping, and for me, or partnering with, and I said I don't care about the money. I care for me at this point. It's about legacy and what I want for generations. I want generation. There's women that want to be mentored by me. I don't have the time to mentor like I once did, and shoot, sometimes I feel like I guess mentors need mentors, right? But I'm like, I want to mentor. I feel strongly about that. But I can't, the way that I was, in the past, I couldn't, I don't feel like first I was ready, but B, it wasn't the time. But now I know that's where God's calling me. These young women need a different voice. They need something else to aspire to be. And so I just see purpose as being so much bigger than my job. Purpose is so much bigger than what I'm paid to do. There's a purpose. There's a reason why my heart is still beating. And it's not for me to go paycheck to paycheck or not paycheck to paycheck, but get paychecks and do this and clock in and clock out. My purpose is bigger than that. And so that's where I'm at right now. Like, what's purpose? Okay, so somebody asked me, and I don't even know why it's still in my head. Like, that's weird, but Anonymous wrote, shout out to you, Anonymous, but you asked, how do you know if you're chosen? And I don't even know who Anonymous is, clearly, because your name is Anonymous. But I know you're chosen. I don't know you, but I know you're chosen. I don't know anything about you. But something in my spirit says the fact that you ask, and I already know you're chosen. There's chosen and called. But chosen is when God specifically. Now, I believe everybody is called, but God knows everything is done in the spirit before it was ever done in the physical. And your spirit had God had a conversation with your spirit, and your spirit said yes. And I feel like that's when you're chosen, when you're called. And so I feel, how do you know? It's just the circumstances in your life that are drawing you back to God. How is God drawing you back to him? What has he done? What has he orchestrated? What job have you lost? What situation has occurred that has made you have to go back to him? Back to the foot of Jesus. What has occurred in your life? God, for those who are chosen, who are called, hear me clear. There are people, they can live in comfortable situations, and that's okay. That's great. But the way, when you're chosen and when you're called, God will orchestrate things because he's like, no, it's time. I'm not playing with you no more. I'm shutting it down and I'm putting you in a unique position to focus on me. That's how you know you're chosen and you're called. It feels like punishment, but it's preparation. It feels like God is taking something away, but he's giving you something. He's giving you a gift. And why is he giving you a gift? Because he does not want you to settle. There is so much on your life, and that is why those things have occurred. That is why. That is why, for the question you may be answering internally, that is why you've had to go the path you've had to go. That is why the course had been charted the way it was, because God has a specific purpose for you. And when you're chosen and when you're called and you have a mantle, you're going to go through things because God is preparing you to trust him, even when it looks like the answer will not be yes, even when the chips are down and you don't see a way out of the situation. That is what God does. Why? Because he wants to show you in those unique moments of opposition and the enemy doing what he's doing. You see these movies all the time, family, where they're superhero movies. And it always looks like the hero is going to lose before he wins. Always. I haven't seen a Marvel movie, DC movie. I haven't seen, Sonic. I've never seen, in every single movie, it always looks like it's not going to happen before it happens. It always looks like the hero is going to lose before they win. And that is why God has allowed certain chosen individuals to experience the hardships that make people say that it's impossible for you to reach where you're trying to go. And I'm here to tell you that God is created and uniquely. He has created you uniquely, your story uniquely, not for you to get the glory, but for him to get the glory, because he's about to do something in your world that's going to astound people. They're going to be looking at you like, how did that? Everybody that counted you out, everybody that has something to say, everybody said you wasn't going to be nothing. And they was talking about you behind your back and you found out about it. When they thought that divorce was going to take you out. When they thought that situation with your mama was going to take you out. When they thought that situation with your family was going to take you out. With all the this and the that and the there and the drama and the... Yeah, no. God said, listen, watch me work. I'm about to do something. I'm about to change something. I'm about to alter some things so that the world knows, everybody watching, is that you're called and you're chosen. You're not just called and chosen by the world. You're called and chosen by the God of the universe. So when God calls you, answer the call, because it's not just a random person. It's God calling you. Yeah, let them talk about you. Let them see what's going on. Some of us want our enemies to go here, there, and everywhere. No. I'm not blocking and rebuking, baby. You can watch this show. No. I'm not going. No. You can watch this. Why? Because it says in Psalms 23, he prepares a feast. What? In the presence of your enemies. So no, I'm not going to block you. So no, I'm not going to stop no, you can watch. You can watch this elevation. Yes. You can watch it. In fact, you didn't have to pay for the subscription. I'm going to show you without you having to pay for it. I'm going to give you it all. Because why? Because when God promotes you, he wants everybody watching, everybody that counted you out, everybody that said you couldn't do it. He wants everybody to watch because he wants to get the glory. He wants to show the world that there is a very real God and he fights on your behalf. He takes it very seriously when his children are slighted. And sometimes because we're so hard-headed, God has to clear up the schedule and get you to focus on him. He's going to provide. He's a provider. But he's going to clear up the schedule in the most unique of ways so that you can focus on him and become the man or the woman he has created and destined for you to be before you were ever born, before you even had the opportunity to be on this live tonight. He is already made a way, and we get in our own way. How? Because we decide to be disobedient. We decide to allow our pride, our ego, all the things get in the way of what God is calling us to do. If you have a calling on your life and you feel a tug from God, I urge you, be radically obedient. I mean, when I say radically obedient, I mean, when God gives you a this, you do that. When you do when God says this, you do that. It's no hesitation. The faster you're obedient, the quicker you get to promised land. The faster you're obedient, the quicker you get to promised land. Y'all in your own way by being disobedient. You're saying, you know what? I'm going to just not do what God called me to do. I'm just going to not do it. You're in your own way, beloved. You're in your own way. I encourage you. What is God calling you to do? Y'all know what God is calling you to do. Y'all know what God is calling you to do. It's not a secret. I can ask people, what is God talking to you about now? Everybody knows. Now, is it what you want to hear? That's debatable. But we all have an understanding and a knowing of what God is calling us to do. Do it. Don't just sit there and complain when in all actuality, you the one who's in your own way. Don't let your ego get in your way. All right, y'all. Let me say, I'm sorry, y'all. Anybody else have a question? I'm sorry, y'all. I got on a tangent and I apologize, but that question came up and I'm like, I need to answer that. I don't want to say your name wrong, but you said many are called, few are chosen, period. There's so many chosen ones. It's so funny, y'all, because chosen ones, somebody told me this a long time ago. Oh, when you're in the will of God, you can't get out of it. Yes, you can. Your choices can get you out of the will of God. We have free will. Now, if you choose his will, there's certain assurances that come with choosing his will. But when you choose your will and you want to be hard-headed, you have you to blame when you don't reach promise. You have you to blame when you do not reach promise. When God starts taking away blessings from you, you have you to blame because you chose what you wanted, what you saw. You chose the relationship you saw. You chose staying in the job that made you feel comfortable. You chose whatever that is. You chose those things. You got in your own way. So don't be mad at God when you don't reach promise. You be mad at you because you made a decision. You dug your little heels in the sand and said, I'm not going to be obedient. I'm not going to surrender this. I'm not going to walk in this. I'm not going to be obedient with this. I'm not. Okay. Well, you get in your own way. I mean, so many men, they tell me all these relationships. Oh, my relationship this, my relationship that, my relationship this. Have you been doing your relationships right? Yeah, I know what she did and I know what she said, but have you done your relationships right? I literally was talking to a young man about this the other day. And he was telling me about his ex, and I could tell he is not over her on any level. He is way too wrapped up in what she got going on, who she dating, how long she been dating him, this and that. I can tell. The whole mask of I can't stand her don't work with me. That literally don't work. I know you want her. You want her, and you want her to choose you. You want her to want you so you could tell her no, and so you feel better about you. That's what that is. Let's move on. And the fact of the matter is you've been waiting for that day, but she keep on doing what she doing. That's what I wanted to tell him, but I was like, I'm going to let him live today. I'm not going to go into that. But in that conversation, I just noticed how much he was in his own way. You don't even want to admit you hurting, and you're not going to get healed that way. We don't get healed by not talking about what is really going on. We only get healed when we bring what's in the dark into light. Joshua says, thanks for what you said to me. It's like as if you know me when it came to disappointment, and you're right. I want fear and doubt to die once and for all so I can get the encounter I desire and be chosen. Well, Josh, it's not me. I can't take credit for it. It's not that I know me. My Holy Spirit knows you. God knows you. I always tell this to people, like when you start walking with God, you get giftings. That's not because of me. That's because of God. Like the God that's within me, that's speaking through me. That's God. It's not me. But my spirit man, my God knows you very well. That's the only way I knew that. I don't know you, Joshua, like that to know what you struggle with. But my God knows. And that's how I could say that. So I don't want to take that glory. That's a God thing. And that just should also show you God sees you and he knows you. Sorry, y'all. Whew. I got sleepy right there. Okay, so let's do another question, y'all. I'll do another 3 questions. Another 3 questions. Yeah, guys, here's the thing. When you start tapping into spirit, some of y'all might be surprised. You getting this, guys? My name is Anonymous. And Sam says she know everything about me. I didn't say I know everything about you. I said I know you chose to know. I didn't say I know everything about you. I know things about you, though. Holy God is not limited by your username, Anonymous. God can speak. God, look, you might have giftings too, Anonymous. You just know people. You don't got to really know them. That's a gifting. What was the most difficult obstacle you overcame? Tokyo, that's a great one. Difficult obstacle. Whew. If I'm being honest, my divorce. That was a really challenging obstacle. Really challenging. So that was that's a tough one. Don't wish that on anyone. Am I gonna miss ATL? I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it. I love Atlanta, but I just feel like I am ready to go. I think your spirit, it's almost like, I don't know, some of you guys may be moms or whatever, but when you get to a certain point in pregnancy, you just like get the baby out. You get at one point you're scared. You're like, but then at some point you're like, okay, it's time for the baby to get out. That's what I feel. Somebody said they had a dream about me. Y'all gotta, let me tell y'all gotta be watching these dreams, okay? Just because I'm in a dream doesn't mean, like, dreams are representations sometimes. Sometimes it's real, right? Sometimes it is the person. Sometimes it is a situation, especially when it's reoccurring. It's like a similar, but sometimes when we're not in spirit or you're not praying, you may be having dreams about people because that's where your mind is. But if it's like, there are certain dreams, when you start talking to God, there are certain dreams that come up in your spirit, and it may be me for real, but it may be someone who represents me as well. You just got to seek the Lord about it. He is not going to let you be deceived. He's not going to let you be deceived. But somebody said, well, I had a dream with you yesterday. It was you, me, there were 2 baby turtles. Baby turtles. I need more than that to interpret that dream. I need more than that. 2 baby turtles. I'm gonna look that up. Hold on. I'm gonna look up what. And turtles to me, baby turtles are kind of helpless. They're kind of helpless, and they move slow. Maybe I'm guiding. Maybe it's a guiding situation. Maybe you're being guided by. Maybe I'm influencing you in a way. I don't know. Because 2 baby turtles are helpless. I just had to help a baby turtle the other day across the street. They're kind of helpless. But I gotta see, are you in a park? Is it 2 baby turtles in a parking lot? Is it 2 baby turtles? There's a lot to it. There's a lot to it. But that sound, again, dreams can come from 3 different things. Soul can come from God, it can come from the enemy. 3 sources of dreams. Soul, God, enemy. Soul, God, enemy. God dreams are different. They're very, very layered dreams. He's had me in a season of like interpreting dreams. I have dreams and then I interpret dreams. And God has really been working on that specific skill with me. Like I've been in training. Like he has me in training. So let me see. Yes, sweet Sam. Glory to God. Glory to the King. Mostly what your obedience did show me. He really sees me. Exactly, Joshua. Beautiful. Love that. Am I right? Oh, okay. That sounds like a soul dream, Xavier. That's a soul dream. That doesn't mean it doesn't have meaning, but it doesn't necessarily have meaning in a God way. Again, you guys, you'll have more God dreams when you're like walking with God. Like when you start really walking heavy with him, and I'm not saying Xavier, you're not. What I am saying is that sounds more like a soul dream. Walking around the city and we just see some turtles. God dreams be plain hit this thing. It's a lot of symbolism. At the times it's like a parable. It's not direct. But yeah. But again, when you start walking with God, you start having these very layered dreams. I know I do. Well, then I also, there's different giftings too, because seers are ones that have dreams. Seers are ones that have dreams, visions. There's feelers that have unctions, just strong promptings. They just know. They can't explain it. Feelers they have very strong feelings about certain things. And then you have auditory, of course. He's like hearing. There might be things you hear. Now, for me, God has awakened in this journey. It's been a while now. It's been like months now. But in this journey, he's awakened all of them for me. Now, there's some that are stronger than others, but he's awakened all the gifts. So just be prepared. When you start walking with God, them gifts be gifting. They be talking. Your gifts will start like really, and the more obedient you are, the more pure you are, the clearer the connection is. It's not contaminated. Now, mind you, even on your best day, you're not where you need to be, but God will use it. God will use all of it for his glory. Yeah, family. I think that's somebody asked me, and this is the last question for today. How do you handle conflict now in your walk? You know, Tokyo, that's a really good question. Even in like parts of this walk, I was still very fiery, very spicy. If I felt something strongly, I was gonna share it. That's not me. I'm not one to curse somebody out, but I'm definitely a very passionate person, so I'll get loud. I think in this time, God has made me more open to hearing people's perception, more open to not just, I mean, I can take offense, but not trying my best to not run to offense. Really just run to like, okay, let me be quiet right now. Let me listen. Versus I feel like in the past, it was really hard to tell me things I didn't want to hear because I was very quick to be offended. So I really have tried very hard to not get offended or as quickly offended, and being willing to put myself out there to have the real hard conversations, like opening myself up to that, and not like in the journey with God, I'm being constantly being made aware of my inadequacies. And yeah, I became way more aware of my inadequacies, and me being so aware of my inadequacies, I think it humbled me to the degree where I understood like, okay, you're not always right. And I knew that, right? But like I wasn't acting like I knew that. And so I really had to, because God has been like, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. It's humbled me in such a way to where I acknowledge I can get it wrong. And I want to be better. So I'm willing to listen because I really desire to be better. Like it might be something Pam says to me in a text message, and I'm like, I call her because I want to understand what I don't understand. Like I really want to be in right standing with God. I really desire to understand. And again, it really does fall back down to wanting to be right with God more than wanting to be right. And that is what's changed for me in conflict. It's not so much I want to win this. It's more about how do I handle this in a way, like I have a conflict that's happening now in my life. It's like, how do I handle this in a way that God is pleased? Like more so than am I going to win the argument? Is this response going to change? Is this response going to change the situation? It's more like, even if it doesn't, if I honor God with my response, I'm okay. Yeah, Anonymous says David gonna be in Seattle. Yeah, well, wherever I'm going, because I didn't say I was going to Seattle, but if I am going to Seattle, yeah, David gonna be out there like Isaac. He gonna be out there like Isaac, just waiting in the field, and I'm Rebecca coming up on a camel. He gonna be, oh, she the one. Come here, Holy Spirit, bring that one right over here to me. Bring that one. Bring that one right there. Yeah, bring it right here. So, but I'm kidding. Will your next live be in your new home? No. I will not be in my new spot until the end of October. Yep. All right, family. I love y'all. As you can tell, I am sleepy. It has been a week. But I knew that if I wasn't going to do it last night, I needed to do it tonight. So I want to thank you guys for just being awesome, being dope. Thank you for showing up tonight. Great conversations. Cause y'all, when I get sleepy, I be out. Thank you, Joshua, for the conversation. Somebody asked me, oh gosh, I have to answer this question. Somebody asked me earlier today in through messaging, why did I start the More Than Just Pretty podcast? And honestly, I was encouraged by a mentor of mine, Real Talk Kim. She said, just do it. Like, if it's just don't, because I will stay in like thinking about it, like here. Like, it'll be like a hamster wheel in my mind. And I won't get out of thinking to do. And she's the opposite. She's going to do and think about it later. I'm going to think about it and then may never get to it because I'm so afraid of getting it wrong. And so my mentor really pushed me into starting the podcast, which it's now, been going on, I believe, for like a year now. All righty. I love you guys. Thank you guys for all those who gave tonight. Joshua, thank you for the conversation. Thank you for being open, sir, and trusting me with your safe space. Thank you for that. Trayshawn, thank you for supporting the live. If you gave on the Cash App, I cannot see it at this time, or I have not seen it. I apologize. But I thank you right now for everyone that did. I appreciate y'all so much. And otherwise, in that family, I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all have a great night, and I will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.